asked to find a percentage of scores that are above, below, between a certain amount. You might kind of think, well, didn't we just do that? So if I said, like, what percent of scores are between z equals -1 and z equals 1, you hopefully tell me 68%, right? You can just look at this chart. But what if I say, like, between z equals -1.23 and z equals 2.78? Now, I don't know, this is not like, I can't just average it or something. I have to, like, have a precise way to do it. So this is just an estimate. It's still important because you have to use it. But we need a way to do it for situations where it's not exactly one of these things, which in real life it really rarely is. So there's a calculator command that does that for us. It's called normal CDF. So go to hit second, and then the button that says bars. You try to press the distributions. Hit second bar. You should get a list where it says like normal PDF, normal CDF, inverse norm, inverse C. Because I don't see that screen. Bars is like top right-ish, by the arrows.
Right next to clear.
Right next to clear. Okay. So we're going to use normal CDF before I get into that. Way over here, like infinitely to the left, I'm going to call that -99999. You can really you can't put too many nines. Way over here, to the right, I'm going to put 999. So what this is saying, if I were to look at this specific problem, assume normal 70, 10, what that means. So what that means is we've got a normal curve with a mean of 70 and a standard deviation of 10. So it'll kind of look something like this. And I'm saying find the percent of scores that are above 75. So I want basically the size of that region. So remember, this whole thing adds up to 1. So is the answer I'm looking for going to be bigger or smaller than half? Smaller than half, right? Because 70 would be half, but I'm a little bit to the side of that. So the way this works is you're going to put normal CDF, and I'm going to write it out, and I'm going to show you how you have to write it out if it's a free response. We're going to type this in a second. There's a left-hand side and a right-hand side of that shape that we're looking at. The left-hand side is the 75. The right-hand side is 99999, because this technically goes on like forever. So our left-hand bound is here. Or some people call it like the lower. And then our right hand bound is way over here. So this is like our right or our upper. So we're going to type in the lower number and the upper number, or if you want to think about it as the left hand and then the right hands. And then you tell the calculator what the mean is and the standard deviation, and you label it. Label it if you're asked to write it out. So on free response, I would need you to put X bar here and standard deviation there. So again, just where am I getting this stuff from? This is the left-hand side or the lower bound. And then this 999 is the upper bound or the right-hand side. So we're going from here all the way over to here. And you're telling the calculator the mean standard deviation. So let's type that in and make sure we all get the same thing. Normal CDF 75, 99999. You're telling the calculator, hey, the mean is 70, the standard deviation is 10. So I get 0.3085. This is but it's not
for
out of it.
crafts.
Anyway, because you can't see it on the video. It works sometimes, but this was fine. Did you guys get 0.3 Everybody's calculator not give them that? Did you get it to work? You got an error or anything?
Yeah, me too.
You just put comment.
Did you get to the normal CDF?
I know that it's like seconds, bar, something like from there, I don't know.
So choose normal CDF. It's the second one.
Oh, I didn't.
You can just put.
PDF is not what we want. And then you type it in like with the comments. You put the comments. Well, depends. Some people have like different screens. Yeah. Who else does have an issue? We're okay.
I got it. Wow.
You don't have comments. You just put 75, like you just put the four things you see in order. Yeah. Some of you don't have commas, you get like this little chart that pops up, you just put it in order. Yeah, so just put 75 and then and then 70 and then. Are we okay now? Everybody got 0.385? Yeah, so they kind of like puts it for you for your
It's not my marker.
Okay, for the second one. Below 62. So I want to the right or to the left of 62? Do I want to the right or left of 62? 62, that's what I want. So 62 is like here. And I want everything over here. Should it be bigger or smaller than 50%? Smaller. So if you put the numbers in the wrong order, like if the last one was 0.3 essentially, right? If we round it. If you put it in the wrong order, it'd be 0.7. But hopefully you would realize, like, wait, my numbers should be smaller than 50%, so I must have done something wrong. So kind of like think through, should it be bigger or smaller, because it helps you. It doesn't mean you got the answer right, but you can sometimes catch mistakes. So like in this one, if I calculate this and I get a number bigger than 0.5, I screwed up. If I get one smaller than 0.5, it doesn't guarantee I'm right, but it means that I didn't make that mistake at least. So below 62. So as soon as we're looking for the percent, it says find the percent, that automatically means normal CDF. That's like the biggest connection you need to make. I'm asking you for the percent, you're going to use normal CDF. So maybe just the red one. So normal CDF. All right, so I need my left hand or my lower, my right hand or my upper, and then I'm going to tell the calculator the mean and standard deviation. Label those. What is the left hand bound of that shape? Negative 999. So the left hand is all the way over here, negative 999, and the right hand is the 62. Does that make sense how I'm getting those two as the left and the right? So you're going to type those in. So I got 0.211, 0.212. Basically. If you didn't get that, let me know. Something wrong. The bottom, very bottom. No. So negative 0.999. Wouldn't it be as far? I want to go like all the way to the left. So, like really, you could type in negative infinity. I think there is an infinity button here.
Does it matter how many numbers?
So you want the smallest number you can possibly do. And if we're going to the right, you want the biggest number. Well, you need to put, I would say, at least 4. If you want to put more the better. 212? You good there? Okay. For the third one, so between 63 and 73. So I'm just redrawing. So 60 and 80. So 63 and 73 is probably like here. So I don't need any negative 999s or positive 999s this time. What's the left hand bound? 63, and what's the right hand bound? 73. So you're just typing those in. So normal CDF 6370. Tell the calculator the mean and standard deviation. And I get 0.376. So just kind of like, does that seem reasonable that 37% of the data is in there? Looks reasonable to me. If I got like 0.95, question on that? And then what percentile is an 82? So if you think about what percentile means, will you tell me what does percentile mean? That's easy. Percentile is everything below. So like I'm the 95th percentile for height, let's say, because I'm taller than 95% of people, right? So if I were to graph, I would say find my percentile height, I'd be over here, and I would find all of this area because I'm taller than all those people. So percentile, if you're ever asked for percentile, it's everything below that number. So then if I'm asking for everything below that number, what's the left-hand bound? Negative 999, right? So I gotta go to the left. So what percentile is an 82? Oops. So it'd be normal CDF. Negative 9999, comma 82. Tell the calculator the mean and standard deviation. Should our number be bigger or smaller than 50%? Should be bigger, right? Good. I'm covering more than half the graph. So I got like 0.885. Look now. Good? You got 0.885? And then the last one's the same, right? So what percentile is 61? So I can draw it out again. But it's the same idea. Except in this one, it should be bigger or smaller than half. They're smaller. Percent is everything below, and I'm already less than half, and I want like more to the left. So this one is going to be normal CDF. Negative 9999, comma 61, and then tell the calculator the mean and standard deviation. So I get 0.18. Oh, what percentile? Yeah, you're right. So what percentile? It'd be like 88.5%, and then 18.4%. Thank you. It'll most likely be multiple choice, so it's going to be there for you. But yeah. Questions on any of those there? So I'm just going to change the numbers. How do you guys do it? On your own without me babbling. So let's say average SAT score I think is 1,000, and standard deviation would be 200. So find the percent of scores that are, let's say, above 950, below 1310, between 900 and 1100. I'm going to add one. Between 800 and 1200. What percentile is a 1400? What percentile is a 750? CDF. What are you looking for?
Above.
Percents. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Percents. That's an extremely common question here. The percentile. What do you use to find percents? We'll see how that's the same question, but different. Isn't that slick?
I hate it when teachers have stuff like that on the test.
You mean because you don't know it?
Oh, because I counterthink myself because I'm like, well, you can have the same question twice. So it has to be something.
Oh, you mean if I were to do those like back to back?
It's like, why would a teacher do that? Like, whenever it's multiple choice.
Maybe I'm trying to like really hammer the point home.
So I should just stop that myself.
When I was in college, my psych professor gave us a 20-question true-false test, and every single answer was true. But we didn't know. Like, it freaked me out. I was afraid to turn it in. I changed like 3 things to false because I was like, this can't be. And then it was all true. And this, like, it was kind of.
I would have hated that teacher for us. I would have had trust issues. Yeah.
Those top two, okay? Andy?
I added like a butt ton of nines to it, and I got 96. Yeah. Like, I just spam nines as much as I can. And then it's like,
Yeah, why is it only like 4?
I still got more than that.
Oh, you do like that one?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. So the idea is, I can come look, but the idea is like, the mean is 1,000, right? And then the standard deviation is 200, so we're like 800, 600, 400. Well, negative 999 is here, somewhere. Like, what percent of data is over here? Basically nothing, right? And then if I go over to 99999, like, did I really add any more data, or is that bar like so freaking close to the line that it essentially doesn't matter? That's like the idea. So you're putting in a bunch of nines just to make sure you're like way on the tail. But it doesn't matter. Like if you go, I mean, at the end of this, it goes like so close. So if you're here or here, like you're just not. It just doesn't make much difference. So yeah, I don't know what you did, Bob. Did you type in when I got it there?
I'm just saying to get it.
Yeah, but it's so close to zero. It doesn't matter. But did you get 0.94? Like, did you figure out?
I got 0.96. I don't really know how.
Might have just typed the number wrong. Between 900 and 1100, is it okay if I do it right now? Are we okay then? Okay, so between 900 and 1100. I got 0.383. Don't start with me. Okay. Between 800 and 200 or 1200, I want to show you something else with this one too. Don't go away yet. Don't get your stuff out yet. I got 0.683. Where have you seen that question before? You get on that question like yesterday, right? You got really close. Because isn't this just one standard deviation to the left and one standard deviation to the right? So what percent is one standard deviation? Either way, 68%. So now we know like the actual calculation. And the estimate was pretty darn close, right? Baldwin, you okay? Kind of distracted. Who's trying to be? I'm talking. Thank you. What percentile is a 1400? How do you find percents? Normal CDF. And I want everything below that number, so negative 999 to 1400, and then tell the calculator the mean, the standard deviation, label it. So I got 0.977. That one, what percentile is a 750? Change that 1400 to 750. So I got 0.106 for that. How many out of those? Hey, how many out of those? Okay, what can I help with? Because there's like 2 people that raised their hands. What? There must be others. How many of you had all those right or understand all of those? Please raise your
I
hand.
understand.
That's fine. I don't care if you got it or didn't. I just want to know, so I know whether like, you know. I wasn't doubting. Just want to know what was checking for understanding. So I'm done. I did give you 2 cons. I would probably recommend working on those right away because I think that practices like exactly what we just did. And I think there's only a little bit more of the homework that you can do at this point, not so. Only some of part 2 though, right? So if they give you the percents, can you use normal CDF? No. When do you use normal CDF? When you're finding the percent. No, you